The year is 2019. You wake up early on a Sunday morning. You don your clothes and go out to your car to head to work. As you approach a four-way intersection, you stop and you see a cop on the side of the road watching. You keep moving, knowing that you're following the law. As you pull up to work, you see the same cop behind you with blue lights and you stop your vehicle.
Stop! You violated the law. Pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood!
The officer walks up to your car and tells you to get out. Being an informed, law-abiding citizen, you step out because you know that Pennsylvania v. Mims says that a law enforcement officer can lawfully give you orders to step out of your vehicle. You step out and he puts handcuffs on you, exclaiming,
"You're under arrest for not stopping 100 feet before the four-way and firing a firearm into the air in order to warn the horse traffic that you're coming by in a motorized vehicle."
Confused, you still comply and he puts you in his car. He comes back and reads your Miranda rights.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided for you. Do you understand these rights? Have they been read to you?
Which are mandatory before questioning, as decided by Miranda versus Arizona. You decide to answer his questions. He then asks if you work at this establishment, and you answer yes. You've just self-incriminated yourself, and now you've broken another law. Not so informed now, huh?
I guess they never miss, huh?
Okay, so that was a little extreme, and the horse thing isn't a law anymore. But those are laws that have been passed in South Carolina. On a much larger level, there still have been stupid laws that came into place, but Congress is much pickier. So, how does a bill become a law? Say that you are walking on the sidewalk and you see a man eating another man. First thing you think is, yo, what the fuck? And the second thing you do is call the police. You can see that both men are still living, and the officer asks the man who is being eaten to produce written consent. The officer then informs you that a law has not been broken, and now you're under arrest because your call was a hoax.
Damn it, Bobby.
So what do? You wait your 30 days in jail without getting violated by everyone else inside, and you call your local congressman. So Tim Scott picks up the phone, and you tell him about your experience, and he says,
You're right, there ought to be a law.
The congressman then writes out a bill to present to Congress. Mike Pence announces the bill and allows the congressman to debate. With something so straightforward as cannibalism, not much debating will go on. Unless there's some anarcho-capitalist or super far-right, bottom-corner libertarian congressman that says,
It's not the state's right to choose what they do with their bodies.
So then Mike Pence uses his electric shock therapy to revise the bill and try to cover everything that there is to cover before they can send it to the House. So then Nancy Pelosi introduces the bill and the same process repeats. You know, unless there is something about the bill that is not on her agenda. Then she puts it to the bottom of her to-do list and forgets about it for a while. Because nothing in government is easy. And then they find it 2 months later, like a crusty old sandwich from McDonald's that you dropped behind your couch cushion when you fell asleep watching The Last Kingdom on Netflix. So Auntie Nancy produces the bill, and everyone talks about it, and pretty much decides that eating people is not good for morale. And Al Green gets upset because he's on a strict human flesh diet, and it gets delayed longer and longer and longer and longer. So Green stands up and tries to debate on how human flesh is the healthiest alternative to red meat, until someone introduces him to keto and he sits down and shuts up. Finally, the bill is placed on the president's desk. Then Congress has to wait no longer than 10 days for Big Donnie to either sign the bill or veto it. Luckily, Donnie isn't at McDonald's today, and he is able to decide for time's sake. So then, God Emperor Trump can veto the bill, and it is sent back to Congress where the process starts all over and they can get a 2/3 vote in either house and still pass the law. Because Donnie was having a bad day. Or he can just pass it since there is no human meat in McDonald's hamburgers. God, I hope. And it finally becomes a law.
Oh, yes!
Oh, and also, why is this kid's nose on his forehead? Yeah, good job, kid.